The massive space station floated in the darkness between stars, its crystal walls glowing with soft blue light. Inside the great round meeting hall, creatures from across the galaxy sat in their special seats. Some had fur, others had scales, and a few looked like walking rocks. But all of them were staring at the humans. Ambassador Kim Tae-ho straightened his dark blue uniform and tried to stay calm. He had been Earth's voice in this place for 10 years. Next to him sat Lee Mineta, a soldier who kept track of what other aliens were planning. She leaned over and whispered in his ear. The rock people have been talking to the bird warriors for 3 days. They are planning something big. Tae-ho nodded but kept his face blank. He had learned long ago that showing worry in this room was dangerous. Around them, 4 to 7 different alien species filled their seats. Each group looked strange and frightening in their own way. For 30 years, humans had been the helpers of the galaxy. When 2 alien races started fighting, humans came to make peace. When traders could not agree on prices, humans found fair deals. When alien scientists needed new ideas, humans shared their knowledge freely. Earth's children had spread to many star systems, always ready to lend a hand. But helping others had made the aliens nervous. Humans were growing too fast and becoming too important. The old alien races did not like this at all. A tall creature that looked like living glass floated up from his seat. This was Chancellor Vextar, leader of one of the oldest civilizations in the galaxy. When he spoke, a machine changed his words into human language. We are here today to talk about the human problem. In just 30 years, these newcomers have taken over 4 to 7 star systems. They build weapons as powerful as ours. They stick their noses into every important matter in the galaxy. Park Jun-seo, Earth's smartest scientist, looked worried. Next to him, Dr. Choi So-young bit her lip. Both had noticed that aliens had been treating humans differently lately. Doors closed when humans walked by. Important meetings happened without human guests. Trade deals suddenly became harder to make. The glass alien continued speaking. The Galactic Council has decided what humans must do. You must stop building new military bases. You must give us your best weapons so we can watch over them. You can only keep 20 star systems. And from now on, we must approve all your new inventions. The room became very quiet. Every alien eye, claw, and tentacle pointed at the human group. They expected Earth's people to bow their heads and say yes like good little children. Kim Tae-ho stood up slowly. His team watched him carefully. These were smart people who had spent their lives making friends between different worlds. Now those same worlds wanted to put chains on humanity. The Human Federation needs 3 days to think about your demands, Tae-ho said in a calm voice. Chancellor Vextar's glass body sparkled with what looked like happiness. You have 3 days, human. We expect you to agree to our terms. If you do not, things will go very badly for your people. The alien seemed very pleased with himself. Around the room, other creatures made sounds of agreement. Some showed their teeth. Others rattled their weapons. They all thought the same thing: humans would have to obey or face the combined power of the galaxy. As the meeting ended, Lee Mineta gathered the human team together. She kept her voice low so the aliens could not hear. They think they have trapped us in a corner. But they do not understand what they are really asking for. She was right, Tae-ho thought. The aliens saw humans as useful pets who had grown too big for their cage. They wanted to cut humanity down to a size that felt safe to them. What they did not realize was that humans had never shown their true strength. For 30 years, Earth's people had held back. They shared only some of their knowledge. They built only the weapons they needed to keep peace. They expanded carefully, always asking permission, always trying to fit in with galactic society. The aliens thought this careful behavior was all humans could do. They believed they were dealing with the full power of humanity. They were wrong. Tae-ho looked around at his team one more time. These brilliant people had spent decades building bridges between worlds, solving problems, and keeping peace. They had done it all while wearing invisible chains, limiting themselves to what the galaxy found acceptable. But what if those chains came off? What if humanity stopped trying to fit in and started being themselves? What if Earth's children stopped asking for permission and started taking what they needed? The aliens wanted to cage humanity. They had no idea they were about to free something much more dangerous than they could imagine. As they walked toward their ship, Park Jun-seo whispered, "What are we going to do?" Tae-ho smiled for the first time in months. "We are going to show them what happens when you corner Earth's children." The galaxy had just made the biggest mistake in its long history. They thought they were solving the human problem. Instead, they were about to create something far worse: free humans who no longer cared what the galaxy thought of them. 3 days had passed like a slow dream. Now Kim Tae-ho walked back into the great meeting hall where all the alien creatures waited. They sat in their seats looking very happy and sure of themselves. The bird-like General Jekton had his sharp claws out, which meant he felt good about what was coming. All around the room, aliens leaned forward in their chairs. They were certain the humans would say yes to their demands. After all, what choice did Earth's people have? Fight the whole galaxy? That would be crazy. Dear friends, Tae-ho said, his voice clear and strong in the quiet room, the Human Federation has thought carefully about what you want from us. The glass alien Chancellor Vextar began to glow brighter. This was how his people showed they were happy. Good, good. We are ready to hear you accept our reasonable terms. Tae-ho looked around the room at all the alien faces watching him. Some had too many eyes. Others had no eyes at all. But they all expected the same thing, for humans to bow down and obey. The Human Federation says no, Tae-ho said simply. We will not accept your terms. Instead, we are leaving the Galactic Council right now. We will not ask for your permission anymore. We will not follow your rules anymore. Think of this as humans quitting this job. For a moment, nobody moved. The words hung in the air like smoke. Then the room exploded with noise. Aliens jumped up from their seats. Some screamed. Others made angry clicking sounds. General Jekton let out a roar so loud it hurt human ears. The glass chancellor started flashing different colors very fast, which meant he was very upset. Translation machines worked hard to change all the alien languages into words humans could understand. But most of it was just angry shouting and threats. Lee Minotaur stepped up next to her ambassador. She stood straight like a good soldier. All humans are leaving Council space right now. Our ships, our people, our stations, everything is going home. We thank the friends who were kind to us. We wish everyone good luck. What happened next was like magic, but it was really just humans being very good at planning. Reports started coming into the meeting hall from all over the galaxy. Human trade ships were leaving their routes and heading home. Human diplomats were packing their bags. Human research stations were sending their final messages before shutting down. It was like someone had flipped a switch and every human in the galaxy got the same message at the same time. Which, in fact, was exactly what had happened. Dr. Choi So-young felt sad as she sent her last research files to alien scientists she had worked with for 15 years. These creatures had been her friends. She had helped them solve problems and learn new things. Now she had to say goodbye forever. This did not have to happen, she whispered to Park Jun-seo, wiping tears from her eyes. Park watched the chaos in the meeting room and shook his head. No, it did not. But they chose to make us enemies instead of friends. Now we choose to leave them alone. The aliens could not believe what they were seeing. In less than 2 days, every single human had vanished from Council space. Ships that had carried goods between alien worlds for decades were gone. Diplomats who had prevented wars were packing up and going home. Scientists who had shared amazing discoveries were deleting their files and shutting down their labs. At first, the aliens felt very proud of themselves. They had gotten rid of the human problem without firing a single shot. No war, no fighting, no destroyed planets. The humans had just quietly left like good little children. The glass chancellor flickered with satisfaction. You see? They knew they could not fight us all. Now the galaxy can return to the old ways. General Jekton clicked his claws together happily. Humans were getting too big for their place. Now they know who really rules the galaxy. Other aliens made sounds of agreement. They had shown those upstart humans who was boss. The old order was restored. The ancient civilizations were back in charge. But as days turned into weeks, something strange started happening. Small problems that humans used to fix began getting bigger. 2 alien races that always argued about trade routes started shooting at each other instead of talking. A disease that killed alien crops began spreading because human scientists were not there to stop it. The Vorthak rock people found that their crystal gardens were dying. For 20 years, human farmers had helped keep the gardens healthy. Now those farmers were gone, and the rock people did not remember how to save their food. Trade deals that humans had carefully balanced started falling apart. Without human translators, alien merchants could not understand each other. Without human negotiators, small disagreements became big fights. The galaxy had spent 30 years getting used to having humans fix their problems. Now the humans were gone, and the aliens remembered just how hard it was to get along without help. In the great meeting hall, fewer and fewer aliens came to the daily sessions. Many were too busy dealing with problems back home. Problems that humans used to solve for them. The glass chancellor stared at the empty seats where humans used to sit. For the first time in weeks, doubt crept into his crystalline mind. Maybe getting rid of the humans had not been such a good idea after all. 6 months had passed since the humans left, and the galaxy was falling apart like a broken toy. Colonel Yoon Dae-hyun stood on his ship watching alien vessels come to the edge of human space. These ships looked beaten and desperate, like beggars asking for food. His ship, the New Soul, floated at the border between human space and the rest of the galaxy. Every day, more alien ships came asking for help. They all got the same answer: no. "Sir, another rock people ship is asking for help," said Lieutenant Han Yi-jin from her seat. "Their crystal gardens are dying. This is the 12th ship this week." Dae-hyun felt a little sad but kept his face hard. The rock people called Vorthak grew their food in special crystal gardens. Human scientists had learned how to keep these gardens healthy 20 years ago. Now those scientists were gone, and the rock people were starving. "Tell them what we always tell them," he ordered. "Humans do not help with galaxy problems anymore. Go ask the Galactic Council." But everyone knew the Council could not help. The Council was too busy trying to stop their own worlds from breaking apart. Far away, Admiral Song Hyun-woo watched a different kind of problem. The bird warriors and the glass people were fighting a real war now. 3 whole star systems had become battlefields. Billions of aliens were dying. "Sir, both sides are asking us to help stop the fighting," said Commander Kim Jae-won from his communication station on the big ship Terra's Pride. "Each side says the other one started it." "Of course they do," Admiral Song said with a cold smile. He looked at his screens showing the alien war ships. What the aliens did not know was that human ships could now see and hear everything they did. Human technology had grown very powerful since they left the Council. For 30 years, humans had held back their best inventions. They shared only safe technology with aliens. They built only simple weapons that would not scare anyone. They had been very careful not to look too strong or too smart. Now they did not need to hold back anymore. Dr. Park Min-suk worked in a secret lab making new inventions. He told the human leaders, "We are not just as good as alien technology now. We are much better. Since we stopped sharing our secrets and asking for permission, we have learned amazing new things." This was true. Human scientists were making discoveries that seemed like magic. Ships that could move faster than light in new ways. Weapons that could destroy planets. Computers that could think better than any alien mind. But the most frightening thing was what humans were building in their space. Alien spy satellites could see huge construction projects around human worlds. The energy readings were bigger than anything in galaxy records. Whole asteroid belts were being torn apart and rebuilt into something new. What were the humans making? The aliens could only guess, and their guesses were very scary. Back on the Council station, Chancellor Vextar looked at spy reports about human space. The glass alien leader was worried. The station was half empty now because so many alien civilizations were dealing with disasters back home. "Maybe we should try to talk to the humans again," suggested his nervous assistant. The Chancellor's glass body turned dark, which meant he was thinking hard. "I think we woke up something very dangerous when we made the humans angry." He was right to be worried. The reports showed that humans were not just hiding in their space feeling sad. They were building something that made their old technology look like children's toys. The galaxy had made a terrible mistake. For 30 years, they thought they knew how strong humans really were. They saw human diplomats asking politely for things. They saw human traders following alien rules. They saw human scientists sharing their discoveries. The aliens thought this was all humans could do. They thought humans were weak and needed alien permission to do anything important. They were wrong. All those years, humans had been like a strong person pretending to be weak to make friends. Now the friendship was over, and the strong person was showing their real strength. Kim Tae-ho, who used to be called ambassador, now had a new title, Galactic Relations Director. He sat in his office reading the same spy reports the aliens were reading. But he was reading them from the human side. He knew what the humans were really building. He knew how powerful they had become. He knew that the galaxy had no idea what was coming. The aliens thought they had solved the human problem by making humans go away. Instead, they had freed humans to become something much more dangerous. For 30 years, humans had limited themselves to be good galactic citizens. They had asked for permission. They had shared their best ideas. They had helped solve everyone else's problems while keeping their own power small. Now they were free to be themselves. Free to build what they wanted. Free to become as strong as they could be. The galaxy was about to learn that there was a big difference between humans who wanted to fit in and humans who did not care what anyone else thought. And that lesson was going to be very painful for everyone who was not human. 18 months after the humans left, the biggest war fleet in galaxy history came to human space. It was so huge it stretched across space farther than light could travel in 3 minutes. Ships from 31 different alien races had joined together to make this giant armada. The bird warrior Admiral Thekvar led the fleet from his enormous warship called Galactic Unity. Next to him flew the glass Chancellor Vextar in his ship called Peaceful Resolution. Bug-like creatures in their hive ships helped coordinate all the different vessels. The aliens had chosen these names to make themselves sound like the good guys. They wanted everyone to think they were bringing peace and unity to the galaxy. Dr. Kim Sejin stood on a small human patrol ship called Incheon Dawn and shook her head in disgust. Can you believe this? They bring the biggest war fleet ever built to demand that we help them fix the mess they made. Captain Lee Dongwook looked at his screens showing the massive alien armada. There were thousands of ships out there, enough firepower to destroy entire solar systems. They still think we are the same humans who begged to join their council 30 years ago. The alien fleet sent a message on all communication channels. Admiral Thekvar's angry voice filled space. Human ships, this is the Galactic Restoration Fleet. The galaxy is in terrible crisis because you abandoned your duties to civilized worlds. We demand that you start talking to us again and help suffering planets. If you refuse, we will force our way into your territory. The bird warrior admiral sounded very sure of himself. He thought humans would see his huge fleet and surrender immediately. Captain Lee smiled, but it was not a happy smile. Commander Yang, send them our answer. Lieutenant Commander Yang Hwan turned on the communication system. But the answer did not come from their small patrol ship. Instead, a single human vessel appeared from nowhere. It was sleek and beautiful, unlike any ship in alien databases. Alien Fleet, this is Captain Shin Junho of the Human Federation ship Soul's Light. You are breaking into Human Federation space. You have 60 seconds to leave before we show you why that was a bad idea. Admiral Thekvar let out a roar so loud it hurt alien ears across the fleet. One ship dares to threaten our entire armada? Humans, your pride will destroy you. The alien admiral was furious. How dare these upstart humans think one ship could fight thousands? It was madness. What happened next took exactly 43 seconds and changed everything the galaxy thought they knew about human power. The alien fleet fired first. Thousands of energy beams shot toward the lone human ship. It was enough firepower to break moons into pieces. But when the light cleared, the human ship was not there anymore. Then it was behind the alien fleet. Then beside their biggest ship. Then in front of them again. The Soul's Light moved through space in ways that should have been impossible. It was like the ship could be in many places at once. When the human ship finally fired back, reality itself seemed to twist. The biggest bird warrior ship did not just explode. It simply stopped existing. One moment it was there, the next moment there was only empty space and a brief flash of light like a new star being born. 3 more alien ships vanished. Then 10. Then 20. Each one just ceased to exist as if it had never been built. General Ziltara of the Bug People stared at her instruments in terror. Impossible, she whispered. No technology can do this. My screens show the human ship in 12 different places at the same time. Captain Shin's calm voice spoke across all alien communication channels. You demanded that we accept limits on how strong we could become. Instead, we chose to grow as strong as we wanted in private. You wanted us contained in a cage. Congratulations, you succeeded. But you never asked what we might turn into when we stopped holding ourselves back to make you comfortable. The alien fleet broke apart in panic. Ships fled in all directions, desperate to escape the impossible human vessel. They left behind wreckage made of materials that alien scientists said could not exist. As the survivors limped home to their worlds, a terrible new truth settled over the galaxy. Humanity had not grown weak during their isolation. They had evolved into something beyond alien understanding. The galaxy had thought they knew humans. They had seen human diplomats being polite and asking for permission. They had watched human traders following alien rules. They had observed human scientists sharing their discoveries freely. All those years, the aliens believed this was the full extent of human capability. They thought humans were naturally weak and needed alien guidance to accomplish anything important. They were completely wrong. For 30 years, humans had been like a giant pretending to be small to make friends with children. When the children became mean and tried to put the giant in chains, the giant stopped pretending. Now the galaxy could see what humans really were when they did not care about alien feelings anymore. The results were terrifying beyond imagination. The fleeing aliens carried a message back to their worlds that would change galactic politics forever. Humanity was no longer asking for permission to exist. They had stopped caring what anyone else thought of them. And that made them the most dangerous force the galaxy had ever seen. 2 years had passed since the alien fleet ran away in fear, and the galaxy looked very different now. The Great Council Station that once buzzed with activity from 4 to 7 different species now felt empty and sad. Only half the workers remained, and many alien races had given up on galactic politics completely. Kim Tai-ho, who used to be called Ambassador, now walked through the station's hallways as Director of Human Affairs. The few aliens still there watched him pass with scared eyes. Some looked desperate, like hungry children begging for food. Others showed respect mixed with fear, the way people look at a powerful king who might help them or destroy them. The area that used to be humanity's small corner of the station had grown much bigger. Now humans controlled the entire center of the station, the most important part where all the big decisions were made. "Sir, the rock people are almost all dead," reported Director Park Soo-young, who now handled which aliens would get human help. "Only 12% of their colonies are still alive. They are offering to give us all their technology secrets if we help save their crystal gardens." Admiral Kang Minute-ho, a human military leader, added more bad news. The Bird Warrior Empire has broken into 6 different groups fighting each other. 3 of those groups are begging us to help make peace between them. Director Kim looked at these reports like a judge deciding who would live and who would die. The aliens had tried to limit human power, but instead they had made human approval the most valuable thing in the galaxy. Without it, alien civilizations were dying. "Set up meetings with them," Kim decided calmly. "But they have to agree to our standard deal. They give us all their technology, they let us watch over their military, and they sign 50-year contracts saying they will only trade with us. If they don't like it, they can continue falling apart." The new council meeting room showed how much everything had changed. Before, 4 to 7 different alien species sat together as equals in a big circle. Now only 23 desperate civilizations remained, and they sat in small chairs around the edges while humans sat in the center like kings on thrones. Dr. Choi So-young, now in charge of watching alien technology, spoke to the gathered aliens with the cold voice of someone giving orders to servants. "The Human Federation has looked at your request for help. We are willing to give you some assistance, but only if you agree to these rules." She then listed demands that would have made aliens very angry before humans left the council. Human observers would be placed in alien governments to watch everything they did. Humans would have to approve any new alien inventions. Humans would control all trade routes between alien worlds. The aliens agreed to everything because saying no meant their people would die. Outside the station, human warships patrolled space routes that now served human needs first. If keeping peace helped humans, then there would be peace. If war helped humans more, then there would be war. The aliens called this time the human peace, but it was peace only on human terms. In his private room, Director Kim received a message from Earth that made him smile for the first time in months. Human engineers had finished building the first gateway that could move ships instantly across the entire galaxy. Humanity's time of hiding was ending, but they would return to galactic affairs as the masters, not as servants. The aliens had demanded that humans accept a small place at the table where ancient alien powers made all the important decisions. Instead, humans had built their own table. A bigger table. A better table. And now the aliens were finding out if they would be allowed to sit at it. Kim walked to a large window that looked out at space around the station. He could see long lines of alien ships waiting at human checkpoints. Each ship carried proud civilizations that once ruled star systems, now reduced to beggars asking for scraps of the wealth and power they used to take for granted. The mighty Corvin bird warriors, who once threatened to destroy human worlds, now sent their generals to bow before human clerks and beg for food shipments. The ancient Thesian glass people, who had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years, now offered their most precious artifacts in exchange for human medicine. The galaxy had wanted to put humans in a cage to contain their growing strength and influence. They had been afraid that humans would become too powerful if left alone. They were right to be afraid, but they had made a terrible mistake. Instead of containing human power, they had freed it completely. For 30 years, humans had held back their true abilities to be good galactic citizens. They had shared their best ideas, followed alien rules, and asked permission before doing anything important. Now they no longer cared what aliens thought. They no longer asked for permission. They no longer shared their best secrets. The results were exactly what the aliens had feared, but much worse than they had imagined. Humans had not just become powerful, they had become so powerful that the rest of the galaxy could not survive without their help. The aliens had succeeded in teaching humanity one very important lesson: they did not need alien approval to reach their full potential. Now the galaxy was learning what human potential really looked like when it was completely unleashed. And most of them did not like what they saw.